So what I like to focus on is healing the body naturally, vitamins, minerals, herbs, lifestyle changes, the whole 9 yards.
Hey everybody, we're on another episode of Joe Knows, and we're going to talk about estate planning, and I have a special guest with me today, Doctor Mathew Jadan, and he is going to talk about how he helps his patients and what makes him unique in his field. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I'm Dr. Jadan. First name is Matthew. I'm a naturopathic doctor. So what I like to focus on is healing the body naturally, vitamins, minerals, herbs, lifestyle changes, the whole 9 yards. So I really try to, avoid drugs and medications and, try to use things more of a natural means rather than use, the conventional medicine. And we all know that conventional medicine has failed lots of people. So the fact that conventional medicine has done that, it's like people usually will seek out someone like me, to say, hey, like, what really is the right diet? What is the right lifestyle? How should we actually be living? What in our environment is bad for us that we don't know about anymore? What's there's a lot of things I tell people that they're doing every single day that's toxic to their life.
Okay, yeah, that's it's funny that how you talk about it, that people usually go through the conventional methods of treatments and healthcare, and then they come to you. Can you explain when somebody should start seeking your services?
I would say right away. Like as soon as they feel like, hey, something's wrong or something goes off with their labs, I would say, if it's something that they can financially afford. And here's the thing, people can go and afford whatever they want to afford. Some people spend money on gambling, cigarettes. Some people go out to eat and spend money on a nice dinner. Your health comes first. Your health always comes first, right? So, that's why it's like it's about priorities. It's about what you're putting first. Are you putting your health first, or are you putting other things ahead? You know what I mean?
Right. No, definitely. And that goes to, what we were talking about the other day in your situation. I don't know if you want to talk about it necessarily, but
I can talk about it.
yeah, we were looking for houses for you to buy in Florida, and when you were doing that, you actually put down a purchase agreement to buy a house in Florida, and then
Yeah.
after you did your research, what did you find out?
So this was actually in Satellite Beach, which is, like just 15 minutes like south of Cocoa Beach, which is a huge touristy spot. What I found out was that there's chemicals in the water that are being they're being contaminated by the airbase nearby. It's by St. Patrick's Shores. There's an airbase there. And so they were dropping like certain type. I forgot the name of the chemical. It was a type of cancer-causing chemical that they were dropping, and it was ending up in the water. It was ending up in the ocean water. They were finding it in the groundwater. They also, how they found out about this is because of cancer clusters, which meaning that in pockets of people they found them developing cancer. So like 20-year-olds getting colon cancer, testicular cancer, bladder cancer. Like a lot of people that actually graduated from the Satellite High School there, which is also a very, very good school. Now this house, mind you, is backed up into a canal, which I could have gone to the Intercoastal Waterway on a boat. I could have gone to, I was 2 or 3 blocks from the beach. I was planning on making it my summer home, and it was gorgeous, beautiful house, newer, built like 2007. It was a beautiful house. It was literally my dream home. But I said, you know what? Because of the fact that, the whole point of this is to live a healthier lifestyle and have sunlight in the winter. And I said, if this is the case, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, I said, this could be my dream home. I could go live there, not notice anything for 10, 20 years and then die in 30 years. Who knows? Anything can happen. But for someone like me with a cancer history, especially with a brain cancer history, I said no. I said, I'm going to put my health first. I'm in no rush. I can wait. And that's what I decided to do.
Right. And like we talked about it, you only get one life, and so you have to protect that, do as much as you
Exactly.
can to to be healthy, live a longer life so you can enjoy it, and you can't put your health in jeopardy. Okay, so why don't you give me, let's say somebody wants to contact you. How can they contact you?
So the best way to contact me is to go to my website at thepurerx.com. THEPURE, R as in Robert, X as in X-ray.com. Fill out the contact form on the website, or they can go on Facebook and message me personally if they want something, very direct. And they're able to just message me. It's just Mathew Jadan, Mathew, last name Jadan. They're able to find me there as well. And they're also able to go on my website and go on WhatsApp through the website and message me because of the integration that I have on the site.
Oh, awesome.
So there's multiple ways. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. I'm not, even if somebody sees me as a patient and then they need to follow, they have a question a day later or, are confused, then I'm always there for them to speak.
Nice. And that's always helpful because people, it's not always clear and they need that guidance. So that's great that you offer that extra guidance for people because it's not something that people always know about, right? Or
oh yeah, it's because I care about people. I care about what I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there are, certain circumstances where I help people for free. It just depends on, on the situation. But, it's because I care about people. I want to make the changes. I want to be the change.
Yeah. So let's say somebody wants to see you. What does the process look like?
So the thing is that I can't take any health insurance. It's a Michigan law. So, normally I'll tell you, first consults go on for about an hour and a half. I charge $250, which is not bad. That's an hour and a half of my time I'm spending with them, not including the time that I'm spending looking over their information before coming in, because they do have to fill out a form before coming in. $150 for follow-ups. That goes on for about 45 minutes to an hour. And then, basically how it would work is, once I have to speak with them usually first to kind of talk to them and, kind of have a good idea, make sure we're a good fit for each other first. Some people can't make lifestyle changes. Some people don't. Some people want the easy way out. And the easy way out is conventional medicine, unfortunately. And, doesn't mean it's a better outcome by any means.
Okay. And then, so how do you do your appointments? Is it in person? Do you have an office?
I do both.
Okay.
Person and virtual. I like doing virtual for people because, if they need lab work done and whatnot, I can send them to the doctor in the office, the medical doctor in the office, and tell him what labs I want to have drawn. And as long as he accepts the insurance, then we should be able to get it covered.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any specific types of treatments that you not necessarily specialize in, but that you feel that you can provide a better outcome than using conventional medicine, that you can kind of be like, hey, if you have this issue or this issue, I'm the person to see because I'm really good at fixing that
So
issue.
when it comes to gut health, I'm amazing, at it. And I will say it. I'm very, very good when it comes to gut health. When it comes to people that take, like proton pump inhibitors to take away your acid, the people that have acid reflux. Remember, 80% of your immune system is actually in your gut. So, and that's where, a lot of that's where your body makes your hormones. It's where your histamine, your mast cells make histamine. So like allergic responses also come from the gut. The gut's, very important. Okay. It's very important that you have, healthy gut health. So I focus a lot on that, but then I also focus a lot on other things like reducing inflammation. I also focus on lifestyle. Sometimes for some people that can't afford any supplements, they get better with just lifestyle changes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's
so like I'm the guy, in that case, I'm a brain cancer survivor. I did treat myself naturally of what was left of my brain tumor when it was growing back. And I have proof of that actually. But again, being a naturopathic doctor in the state of Michigan, I also can't make any medical claims. So that's one thing I want to make as a disclaimer here, that I can't, make any claims to treat, diagnose, and whatnot. It's just the laws in the state of Michigan, they do not allow us to do any of those things. So I can't make any claims. I advise anyone I tell this to them, that to always consult a medical doctor before taking any supplements or making any lifestyle changes, because this is just suggestions from, a naturopathic doctor.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely, I totally understand all of the compliance and rules and all that stuff that
Hmm.
goes on. So I appreciate that for sure.
Hmm.
Is there anything else that you want to discuss specifically about your practice and um, how you can help clients that we haven't gone over? Or
I mean, the only other things I could say is can do, some extensive testing like DNA, genetics, checking in, there's really nothing I don't deal with. Basically, I deal with
okay,
everything from
okay.
everything from top to bottom.
So
Um,
how does that help with the DNA and genetics testing?
so there's certain people that have certain like comorbidities to certain things, or have a problem like with what they call like methylation, like something called homozygous MTHFR, which is a certain genetic mutation where they can't detox, like they can't really detox their chemicals and get rid of like heavy metals very well. They can't like detox toxins very well. So you have to focus on the correct methylation supplements to help them be able to, like live healthier and feel better. So that's just one example of many. And of course, there's many other, genetic mutations that someone might have. Like sometimes there's people that have more inflammation than others. Some people that are more likely to have, like familial cholesterol, high cholesterol, for example. So it just all comes down. A lot of it comes down to DNA. Now they don't always have to do the genetic testing. Usually when someone comes and sees me, they've already had a workup. That's the crazy thing, is that they've already seen medical doctors because they've been trying seeking help, but they didn't know
Right,
which way to go.
right.
But when they do come and they do need that type of work done, I can make it happen.
Okay. And how long have you been practicing?
It's been now about almost 7 years.
Okay. Where are you guys located? I know you do the virtual stuff, but also do you have a location
The
that people can go to?
Birmingham Royal Oak Medical Group in Royal Oak,
Okay.
Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah, at 14 in Coolidge.
Okay.
It's actually under the contact section of my website. The address is there.
Do you want to talk about your other business?
Yeah, so I also own a maid service, a cleaning company. And my cleaning company, it's very successful. And we do, a lot of like high-end homes, and we do move in, move out, post-construction cleanups. We do maintenance services. I must say, we don't have the cheapest prices in town, because I will tell you that because of gas prices and everything else that has gone up, our prices have also gone up, but we do really good work.
And how do we get in touch with you for that?
So the website for that is ProMaids, ProMaidsCo.com. So ProMaidsCo.com.
Okay. And then what does that look like in terms of, let's say somebody wants to get started with your services for that? How did they get, I mean, obviously they go on the website, but
They can just call. They just go
yeah.
on. They go right to the website, or if they type
Okay.
in ProMaids in Troy, ProMaids in Sterling Heights,
Okay.
they'll be able to to read about the company and give me a call. Being that a lot of people that use my services know me personally, they all know we do really good work.
Okay. Do you guys do like quotes over the phone, or do you guys have to come in and see?
I do only quotes over the phone as of right now. I don't do in-person estimates anymore.
Okay. Is it residential and commercial, or is
And
it
commercial,
just,
yes. We
yeah,
do
okay.
commercial, we do office buildings, we do bowling alleys, we do medical facilities, and you can imagine that's my thing. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
right.
We do it all, everything from top to bottom. We even do fogging, which is where we use all natural ingredients
Okay.
that kill COVID and other viruses as well, and bacterial infections. And this is also EPA approved by the government, but
Okay.
it's all natural. It comes
Yeah.
from we use a solution that's called BioAsk. It's an herb. It's an herb basically from the herb thyme, and it does kill COVID, and it's very safe. You can inhale it. You can even drink it. I don't
Oh.
recommend drinking it, but you can.
Yeah, that's your disclaimer. Another disclaimer from the doctor.
Yeah, exactly.
You got, I mean, that's the number one thing is everybody is trying to find safe ways to be able to get rid of or preventative methods, right? Like I'm going to try to clean my office using stuff that can keep me safe and healthy, and I don't want to go through and have an issue because we didn't do that properly, when the whole
Right.
purpose of it is to keep you healthy, right?
So
And
that's
safe.
actually a separate service from the cleaning. People only book that
Right.
service if they've had like a positive COVID case in the office and they want to
I
have it
see.
sprayed. Like we've
Okay.
done huge warehouses. We've done little houses, buildings, but it's actually very effective. We haven't seen any people that have had recurring COVID issues after that.
Okay, let's say hypothetically, I was wanting to have a preventative scheduled maintenance of using that. Would you recommend that? Or is it just like, hey, we had
I would
incident of
recommend it.
COVID?
But the thing is, right now there's not a whole lot of COVID. The strain of COVID that's going around right now it's not really affecting that many people.
Okay.
It's not like how it used to be.
Right.
I could say, hey, yeah, I highly recommend doing it. It just depends on what the person's needs are. If they have a huge flow of traffic and they want to have it done, then yeah. If it's a place that gets some traffic, it's nothing insane. You're not talking like a big, huge franchise or a big building where you're getting a lot of traffic every day, or even a small building with a lot of traffic. Like things like that, then I would say, it's entirely up to you. You can do it as needed, or you can do it, as an ongoing basis. Just depends on what your needs are, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because
Mhm.
you're not gonna sell the same stuff all the time to people
Yeah.
randomly. So, um,
Also, another thing I wanted to mention to you too. Have you ever heard of the Lavender Fest?
no, I have not.
You never heard of the Lavender Fest?
No.
Okay, well, you're hearing
I've
about
been
it
working.
now.
I've been working from home full time for 10 years. I don't get out.
You were just at some random festival doing glitter for kids.
I
And you don't know
was.
about the
You're right.
Lavender Fest?
Yeah. You got me.
Okay, so it's at Blake's cider mill,
Okay.
and it's in, I think, Armada-ish area.
Okay.
I'm going to be speaking. They wanted me to be a speaker there,
Oh, nice.
and it's gonna be, the date is, it might say paused for a second on here. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna pull up the date for you.
Okay.
Oh, hey, wow, I can still see you. Amazing technology. All right. So the date is actually going to be July 16,
Okay.
and it's going to be at 1 p.m. And yeah, it's going to be it's in Armada. It's at Blake's. It's at Blake's Cider Mill, and it's going to be, the address is 17985 Armada Center Drive, or Armada Center Road, in Armada, Michigan 48005. And that's the Lavender Festival.
Nice.
And I do have some extra tickets if people want some. I can give some away for free.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so that means you have to be there.
Yeah. We'll try to make it for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so getting sidetracked a little bit. I know
No problem.
that you had your the brain cancer.
Yes.
Is that what helped you get into?
It was a
treating
huge
people?
part of it, yeah, because I had brain cancer, then I had thyroid cancer. They took out my thyroid, they went into my brain, then I had a second brain surgery, then it grew back, my tumor was growing back again. That's when I was like, no, I gotta find another way. Actually, I had a friend of mine, her name is Renee. I'll probably give her a shout out on this post later.
Yeah.
But she's recommended me to this 80-year-old guy that worked out of his house, and it was something kind of shady to me. But I'm like, all right, let me go and see what this guy has to offer. And he put me on these supplements that actually got rid of what was left of my tumor. And I was shocked, completely shocked. Yeah. I was like, you got to be kidding me. There's no way. And like, I went for my few-month follow-up, and they're like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it because it's working. So what I did was, after that day, I'm like, wow, this is like what I want to do now. Like, I can't believe this. This is unbelievable. And so, other than, studying and researching and becoming an naturopathic doctor, I never stop researching. I'm always trying to be a better version of myself every single day, a better doctor every single day, no matter what it is. There's supplements, which I can't say here on video chat, that I do get from Japan, I do get from other countries as well, that were great for people that have, I can't make claims, but, to help with as an immunotherapy support for people that have cancer, or people that have, chronic health conditions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these are just, really important things. But then again, all that stuff can be pretty expensive. But everything I tell people is science-based evidence. If people need research, or if people are ready to read studies, if people are ready to actually read the research and learn, these are the people that can see me. The people that don't really they're just like, give me this pill, doc, and I want this to work. That's not my ideal patient. That's someone I would say, hey, I don't think it's a good fit for you.
Right.
Somebody that's motivated, that really wants to make it work, is my ideal patient. Not someone that's lazy and saying I want the easy way out. That's someone that should get a blood pressure pill and take the blood pressure pill.
Yeah. No, I think that's what people miss out on. Business owners or professionals, you are interviewing the professional to see if you want them, but also the professional is also interviewing you to see if they want you as a client. That's the same thing for me. It's like, I have some people that come to me and they're like, well, my cousin or my friend or whoever said I don't need to do this, or I should do this other thing. And I'm like, that person,
well, then have them represent you.
Exactly. I know, that's what I'm saying.
You know
what
I mean?
That person doesn't have the same qualifications. And it's like, you have to trust me. I'm trying to look out for you and do what is in your best interest, but you have to let me do it, and you have to allow me to do that. And it becomes an issue when other people get involved, or you're not paying attention or listening to other people, right?
Especially when you're Chaldean. Oh, this person told me that. I'm like, well, then
Yes.
why are you here? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
But then go listen to that person.
Yeah,
they're the ones that probably know better than me. Then go ahead.
Yeah.
It's like, it's that type of thing. It's like, it's not an ego thing by any means, but it's like, hey, look, like you have to trust the person that you're talking that you're doing business with. You have to trust the person that you're talking to. Right. And that's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? Either you're gonna trust them, or hey, I didn't like the protocol. I didn't like what you put me on. I didn't like it, so I think I'm gonna pass. That's not like those people. I'm like, oh, that's fine, whatever. It's not gonna work for you. It's not gonna work for you. But you know what? I've seen this work for 1,000 other people.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter to me if you don't want to do it, because I know what I do works. I know what I do helps people.
Exactly. You help people live a longer, healthier lifestyle.
Yes.
Using your methods that don't include all of the conventional stuff that people are using. And I just wanted to I'm relating all of these things to estate planning. People think that estate planning is only for when they pass away. They always call me and say, I need a will. The idea that they have behind calling me is to take care of their family, take care of their children, take care of their assets. But they don't understand that estate planning is much more than just taking care of your family when you pass away. It's taking care of you while you're alive. And so if you are getting the treatments and the healthcare that you deserve and need to live longer, live a healthier life, it makes it that much more important to have the proper estate planning in place to take care of you and your family. If something happens to you and you're still alive, but you can't take care of yourself, what if you're in a coma, or you end up developing Alzheimer's, or injured in a car accident or something, and you're still alive, you can't take care of yourself. You can name people to take care of yourself, take care of your kids, make financial decisions, medical decisions, all that stuff. And just making people aware that, take care of your health and take care of your assets, take care of your family by having these documents in place, then you'll be good to go.
Like, and you know what? Like, guys like me need people like you. We need you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I wish I could put you in my back pocket. Hey, what's up?
I'll find a way to do that.
You kind of are my back pocket.
I am actually.
I just give you a call.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in your phone. You start putting your phone in your back pocket
too. Whatever you need.
Exactly.
Just call me.
Yeah. Okay, so why don't you give us a little bit more information about you personally? I know you're married. You have a son. Why don't you tell us more about you? What do you like to do for fun? Stuff like that.
What do I like to do for fun? I like long walks on the beach.
It's not your Tinder profile, okay?
Yeah, that's my Tinder. Yeah, it says it right at the top. So, I enjoy I enjoy learning. Sorry if my thing just okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought it froze for a second, but anyway, I enjoy, like, I love working out. I love like bettering myself. I love learning. I like watching movies, watching TV. Not at night, by the way. I wear blue light blocking glasses at night. You're kind of supposed to do that. Blue light at night is very bad, even
Yeah.
for your children.
Go over that a little bit, please, because I know
I will.
you talk about it.
So 5 hours before bed, you should actually wear blue light blocking glasses or naturally block the blue light on your phone and TV. So I have an iPhone. You go to your color filters section under display and text size, and you hit color tint, and you turn the hue and the intensity all the way to the right. And that's what you're supposed to do 5 hours before bed. Your TV,
Is it
you can.
Okay. Oh, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Okay.
No problem.
Can you just do that all the time? Like,
You can, but it's not necessary because you're getting the blue light from the sun during the day. But in the evening time, you're getting infrared light from the sun. You're no longer getting UV light. So when you're looking at blue light hours before bed like that, 4 or 5 hours before bed, your brain thinks it's looking at the sun. That's the only time you're getting blue light like you do from your phone is from the sun.
Okay.
So think of it this way. If the sun was shining strong like it does at 2 p.m. at 8 at night, think you're going to sleep good?
Right. No.
Right. And that's why I tell people a big part of the healing, sunrise, sunset, circadian rhythm.
Okay.
Believe it or not, but just a couple days of resetting that circadian rhythm, watching the sunrise, the sunset, and blocking blue light, you'll notice your hormones are starting to regulate better. And then another thing is too, it's like you see like our people, we're Middle Eastern, we're meant to be in the sun, okay?
Okay.
Our people, for example, if you're not getting sunlight on your skin, you're going to have high cholesterol. Why? People are like, what the hell when I say that? Excuse my French. But cholesterol is, the sun is what converts cholesterol into hormones.
Okay.
Cholesterol is important. So people that are on cholesterol lowering medications are the ones that are like actually like your brain you needs cholesterol to function properly. Okay. So that's the thing, is that you really need to have the sunlight. Their skin is a solar panel for the body.
Okay.
Your skin absorbs the UV light from the sun. Without the sun, we would have nothing. We would have no plants. We would have no vegetables. Okay, first off, our fruits are GMO. Okay, I tell everybody every day,
Yeah.
Your fruits are bad for you. I'm sorry to tell you that. Go Crimea River, your fruits are GMO. Your grapes are huge at risk. Even they got bigger since we were kids.
Yeah.
Your bananas are supposed to have seeds in them. Their bananas are GMO. Your raspberries, your cranberries, all of your fruit is genetically modified. That's how they're able to mass produce it, to fill every grocery store with fruit. And they're extra sugary. They're not good for you. That's what I tell everybody. Fruit is bad for you. And I will say it over and over and over again. That's why they tell diabetics not to eat fruit, because of the sugar content in the fruit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Even leafy vegetables, they detox the environment. So what's happening when you're eating spinach, kale, cilantro? Guess what's in our soil? Mercury, aluminum, arsenic. I'm somebody that will tell you that vegetables, leafy vegetables for that matter, spinach, kale, cilantro, chlorella, whatever it may be, the leafy ones detox the environment. They're meant to clean the earth. Just because it tastes good doesn't mean we're supposed to eat it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But cucumbers, onions, the non-leafy ones, yeah, they're fine. There's a minimal risk. I eat those, right? So, and then gluten, for example, like, it's funny, some people be like, yeah, no, this is all good for you. And they're the ones that are out taking 10 prescription medications. And I'm like, no. So anyway, basically it's like really important that people focus on diet. And sugar is the culprit. Sugar feeds cancer, bacteria, viruses, fungus in the body. Cancer is a fungus, by the way.
Okay.
So, cancer cells have 4 times as many glucose receptors as a healthy cell. What does that tell you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I tell people gluten is horrible for you. It's completely GMO. It's mass produced and it's terrible. It's filled with pesticides, filled with garbage ingredients. It's terrible for you. I tell people stay away from gluten. It's highly, highly, highly inflammatory and almost toxic to the body. I tell people stay away from sugar. I tell people stay away from dairy. Some people are like, well, dairy is not bad. Well, dairy actually, it increases something called IGF-1, insulin growth factor 1. So that increases risk for cancer.
Okay.
in the body too. So, I'm really big when it comes to
Yeah.
cancer. You have to really
Right.
focus on like fasting. Like I tell people to fast, and you want autophagy to happen. That's when the body eats itself. You want the bad cells to die. You want your body to eat
Right.
itself. That's that's called autophagy, and it won a Nobel Prize. It's amazing.
Okay. See, we're learning a lot, so much stuff.
Hey, I'm here to
I'm
teach
sure
you
you
how
could.
to do.
I'm sure you could talk. You could talk a lot more about that for sure.
Oh my God, I
That's
could probably talk. I could do this talk for 5
It's
hours.
when
I've done
when
so
you
many
have,
live videos.
when you have a personal experience like how you did, you overcome it. You have more passion in what you do, and you can
I
tell
speak
the
at
way you talk about it.
schools.
Yes.
I went through brain cancer at junior high school, and I go there and I speak to all the students there.
Okay.
I go there and I speak to them, because I have like a big first time I went back to the school, I started crying. When I walked around, I couldn't even I'm like I can't believe this. I'm
Yeah.
looking around the school, I'm like, I just nothing but memories in each corner. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So it's just and that's where I went through my brain cancer, and I went through everything, and it was just a very very even I had such an effect on the students that even my old teacher, Miss Hakim, Joanna Hakim,
Oh
she
yeah.
told me that we've had students from when you talked even email me. They're already at Stevenson right now, high school,
Yeah.
saying that you should go speak there to the students
Yes.
because you had such an effect. The kids still talk about you, she said.
Yeah. That's
And it's been a
awesome.
year since I've been there. I haven't gone there. I didn't go there this past year
See, when I go
because of
talk,
everything happening this last year. I didn't want to go there and stress
Yeah.
the staff out and everything.
Yeah.
Even though they told me I was welcome to,
yeah,
but I was so busy with my son and everything. It was just too much.
right.
But this next year I do plan on going, but just kind of make just have an effect on the kids. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
I don't know if you've read some of my posts the past couple of weeks. Like there was my favorite phrase from Rocky Balboa. Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
That's my favorite quote. That helped me get through a lot when
Yeah.
I was struggling.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I'm glad that you can have that impact on people and do, looking out for them. When I go talk to the middle schoolers, they don't remember me. So.
Oh, they remember me, brother. Trust me, man. They
Yeah.
remember me. I make them laugh. We joke around.
Yeah.
They like you. I'm telling you. You kind of just have to get on their level. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You gotta be a kid.
Thank you again, Dr. Jadan, for being here with us and talking to us about your practice as a doctor and also your cleaning business. And how can we get a hold of you?
You guys, if anyone needs to reach me, you have a couple ways. You can go on Facebook, Mathew Jadan, MathewJadan, thepurerx.com, as I said earlier in the video. So THEPURE, R as in Robert, X as in X-ray.com. They can go on there, or they can go to promadesco.com, promadesco.com. They can go there and they can look up my maid service company as well.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. And this concludes our episode of Joe Knows. For all of your estate planning needs, you can get a hold of me by calling 248-914-8146 or emailing me at joe@dalloestateplanning.com.